Hi, welcome to The Pursuit of Truth. It is still the 7th of June 2018. I was just listening on YouTube to Jamie Brown, and he was talking about intellectual dishonesty and how we should be honest when we're put questions. How can people still not believe in things? To do with the flat Earth. And I was thinking about that. That's the big problem, isn't it? I think it's very difficult for people, even if they claim that they are intellectually honest, to be that. Because to do that, sometimes you have to fight against your own beliefs. Or when I say beliefs, I wish to say the things that you believe in, or the things that you understand. Actually, it's interesting because I know a lot of people question the use of the word belief. Because belief, I believe in something, actually doesn't make sense, because you should know something, not believe in it. Believe in it has an air of questionability about it. No, it's like when it's used in faith, because faith you can't prove. In a sense, it's something that you have to have faith. That whole concept is that it's something you can't. I couldn't prove it to you. I can say I've had examples of things, but I have to have faith to believe in it, and that's the same way belief is similar to that. Anyway, that's getting off the point, but I know that if you talk to people and you say, "Oh, well, the world is flat" or whatever, or they're instantly going to jump to pictures of the world, their whole lifetime of seeing the world as a round ball. You see it on. Even when I'm showing the twins. They're watching CBeebies or cartoons or whatever. There's globes everywhere. The Earth is everywhere, even from as young as that. So we start seeing that stuff, especially the TV generation, the widescreen TV generation. They've seen that from the very beginning. God knows how many times that you've seen the Earth, or a picture of the Earth, I should say. So it's very difficult for people to actually to realise they're not being honest. It's like, I was thinking that when you're asked a question, like on that Non Sequitur show, when they were asked questions, I don't understand. I don't, from me, my personal point of view, my opinion, me as let's stop waffling. I'm waffling now, aren't I don't know what the world is. I have no way of flying above and seeing down below and actually seeing the world, but I can see things myself and they don't make sense. Now, there may be reasons for that I'm unaware of, but just because someone shows me a picture, it doesn't mean I necessarily have to believe it. Just because some scientist tells me something, it doesn't mean I have to believe it. Just because someone on YouTube says something, it doesn't mean I have to believe it. We all have to make up for ourselves. And that's, I guess, the difference between belief and knowledge. We, too much as a species, rely on things we don't actually know for ourselves, and that's very dangerous, because then you can easily be misled. We shouldn't. We should cling on to things that we know ourselves, and other things that we don't know ourselves. We should remember that, and there should be an air of caution with that. But we don't, as a species, we don't realise the difference between belief and knowledge. We don't think about the things that we actually ourselves have seen and actually know for ourselves. We don't put them into different boxes. Everything that knowledge is put in a box of everything that we get on television, everything we get from a teacher, everything we get from another person. We take that as knowledge, but it's not truly knowledge because we don't know it ourselves. It's hearsay. It's what someone else has told us. Just because someone else tells you something, that doesn't mean it's true, does it? But we don't. So it's very difficult for people to get around that, to actually, like I was saying, for me, I don't know what the shape of the Earth is, but I know that things don't make sense, so I can't just go around defending something that, well, it's not even mine, is it? Why should I be so vehemently attached to something that I have no way of knowing whether it's true or not? Either way. But what I do know is that it doesn't make sense, and that's where the intellectually honest part kicks in. I'm honest enough to say that I don't know. I am a human being with only a certain amount of knowledge, and I don't know everything, and I know that I can easily be lied to and fooled. and that it doesn't make sense. But just to sort of wish it away and saying, oh no, I've seen a million pictures of the globe, well that means it doesn't exist. Wait a minute, but then explains how is it that water always finds its level, and every body of water that you've ever seen has always been flat, but yet a picture from the sky, somehow it shows it's bending. Marry those two together, you've got to come up with an answer. You can't just say, you know, but then they go to sophistry or maths or some such thing, or, you know, when it's a huge body of water then it starts bending. Well, that doesn't make sense, does it? Because we see lakes and things that are huge bodies of water, they don't bend. So that's where the problem is, I think. I don't know, I think as human beings we get invested in things, and we'd like to always feel that we know what's right, and to question ourselves, to be honest and say you might not know and that you've been fooled. People don't like that, you know, in a biological level, as it were. It's ingrained in us somewhere. So it's very difficult for people to be intellectually honest. But it's the best way to be. I mean, even if you've been taught something, just remember that you have been taught something. That means someone else has told you something. Go out and prove it. Go out and see whether that is actually true. Whether it actually can be proved. Because there's lots of things out there we know that haven't been proved, and yet they're still taught. That just shows you as a species how we are when it comes to actually, we don't care about, you know, that it's finite, that it's actually 100%, this is definitive. You know, we give medicine out to people that has been tested, but it's not definitive. There's still question marks of, like, a different person will have a reaction to another. Maybe because there is no definitive, but yeah, we have to always understand that whatever we know, we've been taught. Take care, take it easy, God bless and peace.